Hello, family. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're all doing well. I am on a 7-day mid-year fast with my church, and I'm trying to focus. So I will be continuing the series on sacrificial living next Wednesday. Actually will be concluding that series, but I didn't want to leave you all hanging. I wanted to share some of my thoughts from the book of Luke. I was reading in chapter 22, and verses 31 and 32 really spoke to me for many different reasons. So this is when Jesus, he had his last supper with his disciples, and he was having a conversation with Peter, and he says, Simon, Simon, Satan wants to sift you as wheat. And he said, but I've prayed for you, and when you return, remember to strengthen your brothers. So I was like, wow. First of all, he's trying to speak to Peter. He's trying to get his attention. He's letting him know the enemy has some plans for you, but just know that I've prayed for you. And I know you're going to turn away, but you're going to come back. And when you come back, you're going to come back stronger, and I need you to strengthen your brethren. And I was just like, God is so merciful. He is so good. I mean, after Peter hears this, he doesn't even really understand. He's just like, no way. Jesus, I will go to prison with you. I will die for you. And Jesus is like, listen, before the cock crows, the rooster crows, you're going to deny me 3 times. He's just like, he can't even fathom, okay, the love he has for Jesus. Even as the guards and the elders and the chief priests all came out to arrest Jesus, and Jesus was betrayed by Judas with a kiss, Simon took his sword, Simon Peter, and chopped off the ear of one of those guards. And Jesus, in his mercy again, heals the ear of this man. It was like, listen, enough. So he knows his mission. He knows what came out to do. But even before that point, he was praying, and he kept telling the disciples, I need you all to pray so you can overcome temptation. And as he goes off like a stone throw away, not even too far away, praying, asking Jesus, God, like, listen, if there's any way for me not to take this cup, let me know. But he's like, but in the end, your will be done, not my will. So from there, he goes back to the disciples, and he finds them sleeping. Okay? After that, to me, it makes sense now. He prayed, knowing what was to come. An angel came down and strengthened Jesus as he was sweating blood because he was under so much pressure, and his very own disciples were just sleeping. Okay? And next thing you know, and when they arrested Jesus, Peter is following close by. He's seeing what's happening to him. They're mocking him. They're, telling him to prophesy, doing all these things. And some people recognize Peter and say, Peter, you're one of them. And he's like, no way, I can't. No, he's denying Jesus. And then the rooster actually crows after he denied Jesus 3 times. And Jesus looked at him. And that's when he remembered Jesus' words. And I thought, you know what? What if he was praying that night? That same night Jesus was praying. Maybe he would have been strengthened, and he would have been able to resist temptation. So it taught me a lesson of how important it is for us to pray. Jesus told his disciples that 2 times that night, you have to pray to overcome temptation. We will all be tempted. Jesus was tempted. The enemy waits until you are the most vulnerable. When you are looking at fear, when you're looking at things like Jesus, I'm sure Peter was looking at what they were doing to Jesus and was confused, and fear entered his heart, which caused him to deny Jesus. But when you pray, you're strengthened, and you can overcome temptation. So whatever your temptation is out there, just know that we have a solution. God is our strength. He lives in us. We are overcomers. It says we are more than conquerors. Not only are we conquerors, we are more than conquerors. Okay, God has made a way of escape for us for every temptation that's out there. Don't feel as a believer that you are hopeless, that you are helpless. Yes, there will be trials, there will be temptations, there will be sufferings, but we have hope. Jesus is the hope of glory. So I just wanted to encourage you all that prayer is powerful. we need to pray. We need to stay in communion. We need to stay in our word. As we stay in our word, our faith is built. It says that faith comes by hearing, and hearing the word of God. So I wanted to share that with you all. Be blessed. It's just think about all the things that God is doing for you. Sometimes you can be discouraged, but I was just thinking about all the small ways God is just showing me his love for me. I'm walking. I was on a walk, so I decided to sit down real quick to record this video. And I told my husband that I would really love a Fitbit because I'm trying to be more active and trying to do 10,000 steps a day. And he just got me a Fitbit, this right here. And I'm like, oh, how sweet of that. He heard my request. He gave me this Fitbit. And then as I was fasting, I've been dealing with this issue of low iron. So yesterday I went to the doctor to get a checkup so they can draw my blood and check my iron. And I was contemplating, okay, should I fast and break it when everyone else is breaking it, or should I just break it a little earlier? Because I'm dealing with this low iron. I'm trying to regulate that. And so with that, I decided, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and break it a little earlier, and that should be fine. And so on my way to go to the Smoothie King to get a smoothie, I ordered a 20-ounce smoothie, and I added spinach. I'm trying to eat more fiber-rich foods, right, to help with my iron. And when I got there, I noticed that the cup was way bigger. Instead of giving me a 20-ounce that I paid for, they gave me a 32-ounce. I'm like, is this a 32 ounce or is this a 22 ounce? I was really confused, and I was really trying to check, was this a mistake? So I just took my little 32-ounce smoothie. Then I was walking to my car, and this little young teenage boy he said, excuse me, ma'am, this flower is for you. And he was like, be blessed. And it was a beautiful orange flower. And I was like, oh, how sweet is that? And I put it in my hair. I'm like, it's just the small things, how God just shows up and just shows us he's there. He's with us. He never leaves us. He never forsakes us. So I hope you all, I want you all to stay blessed. Just remain in your word. We'll continue with our series next week. And I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.